Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and well, yesterday we saw the arrival of the first strand of Gloom enemies. That being said, there are a lot more coming and it's going to get a lot more dire, and the Automatons are also going to be getting an upgrade. We're going to go over all of that. Without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So if you logged into Helldivers 2 yesterday, you got a pretty nice surprise, or actually kind of a new nightmare depending on your perspective of it. But there is a new MO about Fenrir 3 where we got to go ahead and protect the center of science, because there is a brand new predator strain of terminids that has been reported on this planet. Sea patrols have been lured into ambushes and picked off by unseen assailants. Every ounce of a Helldiver superior says will be required to hunt down this dangerous threat, and well, I already fought them already, and these are pretty vicious enemy types. Now, it was actually given to us by General Brash himself on Discord, the two new enemy types and how they work. It's a terminid version of the Jet Brigade. It has an icon on the map and everything. The Predator Stalkers are stalkers that spawn everywhere. From bug breaches to patrols, they lose their invisibility and intense knockback abilities, but they keep their fast speed and are pretty tanky. And then there's the Predator Hunter, which is an absolutely nightmare fuel, which are hunters that can go invisible and have a spit attack, which is basically acid. And this has killed me more times than I care to admit. So we are now finally in the Gloom phase, where we will be going into the Gloom in the very near future to go ahead and try to stop down the Meridia black hole, which we've talked about on this channel. So I'm pretty glad that that has finally happened and that we can look back and see some of the old bugs. Iron Sights actually gave us some clarification. There are bugs seen in the Gloom that are the Predator strain, these being Spore burst terminids, which is going to be another one we get. And there's a Predator strain, which is a Spore burst. He hoped that cleared it up, and he actually showed us gameplay of it right here. There's actually a leak of the Predator bugs on Omicron. Upon death, they explode into a cloud of spores, which stuns everything around them and can deal a small amount of damage. The Spore burst terminids are part of the Predator strain, which appears on planets in the Gloom, so we haven't seen those yet, but we will very soon, and I'll actually go ahead and show you some gameplay of how they'll work, because Iron Sights was nice enough to upload it. But let's go ahead and roll the clip. So we are about to get a bunch of new Gloom type focused enemies, and the ones that are already giving us trouble are really just the beginning wave. But along with that, I mean, there's been so much focus on the Illuminati and the terminids that we kind of completely ignored the Automatons. And so let's go over about what they are going to get alongside the Jet Brigade, which is going to make our life a living hell dive. According to some more datamined information, in the near future, we're going to be getting a Automaton that wields a flamethrower. That is right, we no longer have just fire superiority. We're going to go ahead and need to put on some of that Freedom Flames armor to go ahead and protect ourselves from this. But it doesn't end there. The Assault Strider, which we've talked about a couple times, is the next major unit coming in for the Automatons. This thing is almost about the size of a factory Strider, although it may not look like it in this image, and it has some pretty powerful weaponry. Iron Sights was actually able to go into the game and show us what the weapons do. It's his Helldiver actually using the rockets. I'll go ahead and play the clip right here, but be warned, once again, it looks like we're going to have more problems on the horizon.
Nothing in the chamber.
Reinforcement budget depleted. Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Democracy has landed!
Now, obviously, all this coming into the game is going to make it very hard. There are going to be even more new faction types coming in that are going to expand even further on the automatons and really going to give us a hard time. And we're going to break down exactly what they are in the game files right now. Now, there's been a lot of speculation. A lot of people on the Helldivers League's Discord are saying that they think the next plot point will probably deal with the bots being reinforced by the Iron Legion, which is actually mentioned in the latest datamined strings. We'll make progress towards Cyberstan, but then get interrupted by the arrival of the Illuminati. Now, Cyberstan is a planet we are likely to go to in the near future. There is a planet banner right here that you can see. It is an icy, snowy, desolate world. It is the home of the bots. But before we actually get to the bots, it looks like we're going to have to deal with the adversary of the new automaton enemy types. And interestingly enough, there is actually a bunch of things in the file, such as the Legion for the automatons, which is a dark and dastardly stronghold of the automaton Legion. Then there's the Phalanx division, which is very similar to the Greek Phalanx. At least that's what my thought process is. A Panzer division, which is, most likely going to be more armored enemies and tanks, obviously. And an assault division that operates here. Expect shock troops that close the distance fast. And then at the very bottom, once the stronghold of the cyborg traders, New Cyberstan is now ruled by the Automaton Legion. Everyone who's ventured in the region has been forcibly converted into a cybernetic slave, sent back with orders to murder those that they love, which, is us, fellow Helldivers. Now, Ironsights was able to show us some renders of the Iron Legion. They are these chrome-looking ones right here. I assume that they're more heavily armored, and there are some illegal broadcasts that he pointed out that also show this big chrome unit as well, which does look like a bigger version of a Hulk. Interestingly enough, there is a human-like Hulk in the files that was uploaded to the Helldivers Discord. This one is absolutely massive once again, which could end up also being part of the Iron Legion. Destiny was actually able to give us a full breakdown on how this actually works. It will either be part of the Iron Fleet / Legion or the Assault Division subfaction, and for maximum annoyance, when it lands, it will release a shockwave that ragdolls you, which is just going to be even more difficult to fight in the game. So overall, the Iron Legion is coming, and it looks like it's going to overhaul the automatons. That being said, there is actually a news broadcast that gives a little bit of a hint of things to come for Cyberstan if you weren't thinking we were actually going to go there.
This is Coretta Kelly with all you need to know. Cyberstan's orbit can no longer be accurately predicted. Software error or automaton scheme. Execution by black hole spaghettification has been ruled constitutional. And Freedom of Expression Bill passes into law, legalizing 8 new pre-approved comments on news media. Number 4, a sigh of contentment. And that is all you need to know.
The fate of all humanity's children are in your hands.
Fuck,
Do
I
not
missed.
let them fall.
Oh, alright. Well, I guess that's where they're gonna be.
Orbital laser coming right in.
Calling down a sentry.
Yeah, Schmo, they're coming. Good to see you, by the way. Oh, I ran right. Let me know down below, what are your guys' thoughts on the new Gloom enemy types? Do you think it adds a lot more fun? And also, don't forget to check out this video right here where I cover more news on Helldivers 2 on the daily. Until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.